Hello, what is up? How is everybody doing? Welcome to RossonARI TV. I want to talk about the first match day of Serie and what I saw and what I've come to realize. So let's start with AC Milan. First thing first, I don't know yet what AC Milan is going to look like. I don't have an idea yet. And it is strange because I don't think this has ever happened before. Um, I've never seen a market that is so late. I've never seen the team being prepared without new players. Even when we did have Euros or World Cups in the summers, I've never seen anything like what I saw this summer when it came to the preparation for this season. Players came in really late. They continue to come really late. And it's something that is happening to a lot of teams, not just Milan, but Milan maybe a little bit more so than others. Now, last summer, by this time, Milan already had a complete squad. We saw during the American tour what Chukwueze, Reindeers, Pulisic, Loftus-Cheek, and so on looked like. In the squad. And by the time Serie A started, for me, it was easy to tell what the issues were. It was easy to tell that last season, was going to be a very difficult season because the midfield just has no personality. The midfield just does not know how to defend, essentially. And it was easy to tell. This time around, I don't know. I still don't know because we don't know what kind of impact Fofana will have. We don't know what kind of impact Emerson will have. We don't know what kind of impact the new players will have. So it's hard to tell if Milan is still going to have those problems. And we need to wait and see if those problems are going to be solved. Now, one thing that we do know is we know what the coach looks like. And so far, again, from the first game to this game, I don't see much difference between him and Pioli. I think it's wrong to think that this coach is so much better than Pioli, and this coach is an innovative coach, and he's got amazing ideas, and his ability to manage a dressing room is out of the ordinary. And it's also wrong to denigrate Pioli so much because of his poor season last season. I think right now that there's a lot of hope mixed in with delusions, mixed in with other ideas that are not painting a clear picture. Fonseca is a mid-tier coach that still needs to prove whether or not he can become a top coach. So far, he has not done that. Can he do it at Milan? Maybe. When Pioli came coach to Milan, when he first came to Milan, a lot of us would have never guessed that Pioli would have eventually won the Scudetto, but he did. Can Fonseca be something like that? Can Fonseca emulate what Pioli did? That is to be seen. This is not a coach that has a tremendous pedigree where we can assume and think that he's going to do incredible things. So far, what we have seen is pretty much exactly almost identical to what Pioli was doing with the 4-2-3-1. Pioli tried more offensive formations. It didn't work because the team does not have a high work rate. It's not an aggressive team. So he tried to do what Pioli tried to do, and it didn't work. So he's going to essentially do what Pioli did. He's going to have to balance the team with players like Loftus-Cheek, maybe Salamakers, and players like that. You're not going to see this all-out attack team that is going to just dominate everybody. That, for sure, I know is never going to happen. But what are we going to see? That is the big question. And from match day one, Milan to me seems like a big question mark. We got to see how long these players take to integrate. We got to see how this goes. So Match day one, I gotta say, when it comes to Milan, it looked bad. First game of the San Siro, the team played with no energy, with no positivity, and I think that is strange. I just think it's strange, but we'll see what happens. And let's leave it at that. Let's just leave it at that. Let's move on to the other teams. Let's go to Napoli next. Napoli with Conte. Things are very messy right now with Conte and Napoli. Conte not happy with the market because Napoli also, just like Milan and many other teams, is operating very late in the market. I assume this has got to do with the economy. I assume this has got to do with the overall economy. There's a lot of teams operating really late in the market, and Napoli is one of them. And Conte is a pragmatic coach. He's not a yes man. He knows that in order to create a successful project, successful team, you have to start building, you have to start preparing your team early. You don't want to start the season without your key players that you need. So the relationship between Conte and Napoli and the management right now seems precarious, seems a little bit difficult, and we saw that in the result. Right now, the team lost 3-0 against Verona. We shall find out if the management can satisfy Conte, because that's what it's all about. When you have Conte, you have to satisfy him. If you satisfy him, he will deliver results. So we got to see if that happens. But as of now, Napoli in a pretty strange position. As far as what I saw from Inter, to me, it looks like the same Inter as last year. Same spirit, same system, same players pretty much. They brought in Taremi, and they also have Zelinski, and let's see what else they bring in. But it seemed like the same team. It seems still like the team that has the best infrastructure, the team that has the best management, the team that has the best roster, the team that just is the most prepared to win the Scudetto again. And even if it was a 2-2, you could tell if you know what you're looking at, you can tell that Inter hasn't lost a step. And to think that they're going to crumble as of now, for me, I don't think that's going to happen. I think Inter is going to have another season like always, competitive. If they lose it by small margins. But if they win it, they're going to win it. They can win it by small margins, but they can also win it by big margins. Then let's talk about Atalanta, guys. Atalanta, with the two new players, Rugani and Brescianini. Brescianini, ex-Milan player, gets a brace in his debut. And not Rugani, sorry, Retegui. Retegui gets a brace. So another club that seems to always get things right when it comes to the market, when it comes to management, when it comes to infrastructure, when it comes to coach and system. Atalanta is a very healthy team, even with the loss of Scamacca. I really hope he comes back and he can be a great player. I really hope so. But Lookman also might be going to PSG, so Lookman was not available. But even without these players, Atalanta played a really good game, won the game decisively, and started off in a good fashion. Roma, a team that honestly to me doesn't seem that much different from last year. Dobrik could have scored. He hit the crossbar on a cross from Dybala. It's a team that maybe is going to hold the ball better this year because of the players that they have now in the midfield. But we still have to see what Roma can do. I did not see anything incredible there from Roma. I saw a good team, but nothing incredible. Okay, then Lazio with a good win. Lazio starts off well positive. Lazio has a lot of new players. Very interesting to see what Lazio does. We'll see how they perform, but not much to say about Lazio. And let's finish on the big one, Juventus. So Juventus, new coach, new system. A lot of new players, a lot of young players wins their first game 3-0 against a Como that maybe is not super competitive. We don't know yet. Is Juventus really strong or is Como weak? But Thiago Motta, what I'm seeing from Thiago Motta is good, and it's not as cohesive and well oiled as what Inzaghi is doing at Inter. But yeah, they look like a team that plays open football, that does not defend 11 players in their own half against the small teams. Is a team that even when they score, they keep on attacking. It's a team with a different mentality from the Allegri mentality. Is this going to bring good stuff for them? We will find out. It's a new project, but today it was a show of strength from Juve. So we had a show of strength from Juve. We had a show of strength from Atalanta. We had a show of strength from Lazio. All three teams with decisive wins, not wins that just barely. These are teams with decisive wins. Then you have an Inter that maybe the tie is staining what the reality of Inter is. To me, it looks like it's the same team. They haven't missed a beat. They still have the best management in Italy managing the team. They don't care about their salary cap. So I'm not going to underestimate Inter at all. But of course, they started off with a 2-2. And Roma, another one, big question mark. Napoli, very big question mark. And lastly, AC Milan, the biggest question mark. What is AC Milan going to look like once the team is fully fit, once Fonseca figures out who the best players are, once Fonseca finds what formation he needs to play, what system he needs to play? What is the team going to look like then? And so we will find out. Anyway, guys, let me know what you think and what you thought about match day one. Which teams impressed you, what you think Milan is going to eventually look like, and what you probably think is going to happen or what you want to happen in these last 10 days of the market. Guys, remember to click that like button, subscribe, do all those good things. Peace out. See you next time. Ciao.